Welcome to the State of Calamity podcast. Today I come to you with some hopefully uplifting and good news in the midst of so much bad news as we face this global pandemic that is devastating communities, lives, families, global markets, finances, emptying out bank accounts, leaving people unable to pay rent, unemployed, mass devastation, and bad news constantly reported what seems to be 24/7 by the media. In fact, we're all so transfixed on the bad news, it seems that no one even is interested in the good news, and media seems to be responding. Either that or media is guiding. All there is bad news available as we watch the news and see the ticker of each time there's a death and each time there's a new case of coronavirus throughout the world. It's a very grim tracker. And I sure wish that it included the number of recoveries. And I personally find it quite just inappropriate and wrong that while the media is reporting the number of cases diagnosed positive for coronavirus and the number of deaths from coronavirus, there is no tracker on the console listing the number of recoveries. And I don't understand why that can't be included. That would give a glimmer of hope to see the number of recoveries far exceeds the number of deaths. So just to help put in perspective, and please keep in mind this is old data based on what's available as published, since not all of this data is available on real time. We're not tracking the number of malaria deaths per day and per hour, the number of suicides, the number of road accidents, those dying from HIV. We're not presenting those on major media outlets, on television and radio and online in a real-time kind of a scoreboard almost of death and tragedy. And so I want to just take a moment and review some of those. So in the last 2 months of 2020, 14,687 died of coronavirus. I realize the number is far greater now, but this is a snapshot over a 2-month period of time. In that same time period, over 69,000 people died from the flu. 140,584 were lost to malaria. 153,696 people died due to suicide. 193,479 people died as a result of road accidents. Over 240,000 died related to HIV. Over 358,000 died as a result of alcohol. Over 716,000 in that same period died due to smoking-related illnesses. And over 1,177,000 people died due to cancer. Putting that into perspective, for the same period of time, 14,687 died of coronavirus. Now, as more data becomes available and we update it till this current time, and if we were to look back 3 months, the same trend appears to hold very, very true, in that the number dying from the flu, malaria, suicide, accidents, HIV, alcohol, smoking, and cancer, either separately or collectively, far exceeds the death experience from coronavirus. Now, this is by no means meant to underscore the severity of the problem of the pandemic. However, it does seem that a very large portion of the risk and the suffering that we're all experiencing comes not just from the virus, but from the fear, which is broadcast through all channels, online, on television, in print, on coronavirus, and it has everybody essentially at a state of fear and panic, when in fact, while we must be careful and we must follow the words of the World Health Organization, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and of course the local respective health organizations in each country, wherever you may be, proper hygiene, proper hand washing, not touching the face, wearing masks as appropriate, avoiding social gatherings, following social distancing. All of these are extremely important to control this pandemic and this virus. And I don't mean to make light of that in any way. It's a very serious problem. However, in the context of mortality rates from other causes that we're experiencing every day for days and for months and for years and for decades, it is dwarfed by these other causes of death. If only the news were to display a tracker of real-time cases and deaths from malaria, from road accidents, from alcohol, smoking, cancer, and from the flu, it would help to put things in perspective. Or if only in the tracker on the news, at least if they could include the number of recoveries and not just the number of deaths from coronavirus, that would help put things in perspective. But unfortunately, the way things are positioned, it's all bad news, and coronavirus is presented in such a way that it almost appears to be the end of humanity, when in fact it is dwarfed by so many other causes of death that we've been experiencing for so long with virtually no media attention. I don't remember the last time I've seen on the news a study or a story regarding how many people are dying every day in the world from malaria, even for suicide, or from road accidents, or even from the flu. If only they would put on the news, one side deaths from the flu, one side deaths from coronavirus, that would sure help to put things in a perspective, in my opinion. Thank you for joining us today. It is a state of calamity. I wish you all the best. Stay safe.